Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current transfer rumours. Now more things have basically updated in the press, so basically, I'm going to get straight into the topic of the development right now. So reportedly, Atletico Madrid now are weighing up a move for Ozil in the January transfer window. Now, apparently, Atletico Madrid have been in contact with Mesut Ozil over possibly making a return to Spain. Mesut Ozil, because obviously he was in Spain for 3 years with Real Madrid, as we all know. This is his 5th season now in the process in the Premier League, and we know he used to work with Jose Mourinho during his time with Real Madrid as well. But it's basically saying they want Ozil in the January window to Atletico Madrid if Manchester United sign Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid. So basically, it's saying if he is to leave and we sign Saul Niguez in January, then Atletico Madrid do want to get the pursuit of Ozil, but maybe Mourinho still maybe disappointed, missing out on a Mesut Ozil, if that is the case. But reportedly, Atletico Madrid have reportedly showed an interest. They've contacted Ozil of this situation, and reportedly it did say Atletico Madrid are willing to offer him £200,000 a week contract, around about £200,000 a week contract, and also are willing to offer him a signing-on fee as well. But obviously Ozil has been demanding higher wage increase from Arsenal as well. He's been demanding over 300,000, don't forget, from Arsenal as well. But we know he's been heavily linked with a move to Manchester United as Mesut Ozil in the process. It has confirmed that the contract talks have stalled between the club, the player and his representatives, as we all know. Jose Mourinho classifies him as a fantastic number 10, as we all know. And we know Jose Mourinho now has to sell before he can guide, because he has got quite a few players on his agenda as Jose Mourinho, because we could still see a few players going January. But it did say about Mesut Ozil that Arsenal were willing to offload him for 30 million in January, but Ozil has still clarified that he's still 100% focused on Arsenal. It did say if he had any chance of signing a new deal, he was demanding to wear Jack Wilshere's number 10 shirt, was Mesut Ozil. But reportedly Atletico Madrid and Diego Simeone may weigh up a move for Ozil in the January transfer window, depending what happens with Saul Niguez, because Saul Niguez is a very good player. I think he's a very good dynamic box-to-box midfielder. I think he can operate as a defensive mid as well. We know he's got a 9-year contract now with Atletico Madrid. He signed this back in July 2017. Yes, July 2017 this year. And he's got a release clause of £133 million. So reportedly it said about him in the press yesterday that he did reportedly want to join Manchester United. Saul Niguez, and I think it'd be fantastic for us, to be quite honest with you, but I'd still prefer Ozil, over Saul Niguez, to be quite honest with you. So reportedly it's saying Atletico Madrid have weighed up a move. They've contacted Ozil over this situation, but he can create chances, as I said. He can provide assists, can use Ozil, as we all know. He's demanding a higher wage increase, as we're all aware of. Arsenal paid £42.5 million for him from Real Madrid, highest paid fee for a German player, and as we all know, Ozil has struggled this season mainly. He has struggled this season as Mesut Ozil. But I do think that he is going to make the move, because he is a free transfer next summer. But as I said, Arsenal would rather cash him rather than let him go on a free next summer. He was also in Bundesliga for 5 years, and Jose Mourinho's still looking to reunite with the player as well. But reportedly Atletico Madrid are now eyeing out a move for the player, and this may depend on whether Saul Niguez leaves in January. Now, if Saul Niguez isn't to leave in January, then Atletico Madrid might drop their interest. But if Man United actually do get the pursuit of Saul Niguez, and he has said he wants to go, then Atletico Madrid may come in the door then in January. But I think if Saul Niguez is to stay at Atletico Madrid, I don't think they'll be too bothered about going for Ozil. But they could still do, don't get me wrong. But I think this is depending where Atletico Madrid have basically stressed out. If we do get the pursuit of Saul Niguez in January, they want to get Mesut Ozil as a replacement in their eyes. But obviously we know Ozil's still being our target. He reportedly told Teamnet that he does want to join Manchester United about 3 or 4 weeks ago, as we all know. So yeah, that's the big breaking news about that. And also we know Atletico Madrid have also had Ander Herrera on their agenda as well, and they've also had Ander Herrera on their agenda, because we know at Manchester United, Ander Herrera is coming to an end of his deal at Manchester United, as we all know. He's coming to the end of his deal, but Manchester United do have the option to put a 1-year extension on his current contract to Ander Herrera. I think he's keen on going to Atletico Madrid. Ander Herrera, because he's also got experience of playing in Spain as well, because obviously, he used to be with Atletico Bilbao. He's nearly made 100 odd appearances now in the Premier League as Ander Herrera for Manchester United. This is his 4th season in the process as Ander Herrera. He made his international debut in 2016. We purchased him £29 million for Atletico Bilbao, as we all know. And to also say, you know, he's won tournaments in Spain at the under-20 and under-21 level, so he's got a good experience of playing in Spain, you know, with Atletico Bilbao and Herrera. You know, he was also with Real Zogba for 10 years as well. Don't really know much about his time there, to be quite honest with you, Ander Herrera. But reportedly, we know he's coming to an end of his current deal, is Ander Herrera. Jose Mourinho's still keen on keeping the player, but reportedly saying Jose Mourinho has blocked a move of Ander Herrera going to Atletico Madrid. But Atletico Madrid have also had Ander Herrera on their agenda. But Ander Herrera created a lot of chances last season. He was good. He was, you know, his passing was very, very good. His work ethic was good. His work rate was good. But we know this season he has... No, I'm gonna do in a bit. And yeah, but this season Herrera has struggled because we know Mourinho's mainly gone. You know, at the first part of the season, you know, Mourinho went, you know, with likes of Matic and Pogba in the midfield. You know, that were complementing each other well. And Herrera didn't get really much in the mix, and he is getting a lack of game time. And this is probably why Herrera may want to move on, you know, so he can get more game time. Obviously, we know he's definitely not first choice in that midfield anymore, especially under Jose Mourinho. But I still think Mourinho's keen on keeping the player because he won the club's player of the year last season. Did Ander Herrera in the current process, so he could go in January, maybe even could go on a free transfer next summer because Man United in the process have not secured him a new deal. But we do have the option to put a 1 year. Well, no, not next summer. Not next summer, sorry, because obviously Man United do have the option to put a 1 year extension on his contract till 2019. So if he doesn't sign a new deal and he doesn't leave and before 2019, you know, he's under contract till 2019. So then after 2019, he could leave on a free if Man U don't sign him a new deal. So this is what I meant. Got a bit wrong there, but yeah, he could still may leave as well. So reportedly, that's also on Atletico Madrid's agenda. Now Ozil's on Atletico Madrid's agenda as well. But also just to say that it's looking like basically, you know, Fellaini's going to leave Manchester United, as we all know. I think Fellaini's going to leave because it reportedly said in the press the other day about Manny and Fellaini that reportedly Man United had agreed to offload Manny and Fellaini for £8 million. It said we'd agreed to offload Fellaini for £8 million because we know his agents, Fellaini's, have been in discussions with Besiktas, and reportedly now it's saying Man United have actually agreed to sell Fellaini for £8 million because obviously Jose Mourinho's a big admirer of Manny and Fellaini. He wants to keep Manny and Fellaini in the squad, does Jose Mourinho, because he's a big admirer of the player. This is his 5th season in the process. We paid just over £27 million from Everton Football Club as well, Manny and Fellaini in the process. But obviously, this is his best season. He's definitely had in a Manchester United shirt. Obviously, you know, before he currently got injured, Manny and Fellaini. This is his best season he's had in a Man United shirt as Manny and Fellaini, but in the process, Man United cannot secure him a new deal. So looking like we could lose him on a free transfer next summer, but he's reportedly said, you know, we reportedly agreed to sell him for £8 million in January. So in the process, we'd rather cash in, you know, if he doesn't sign a new deal, you know, we'd rather cash in for him in January rather than let him run out his contract and leave on a free next summer as well. So basically we have to sell before we can buy. You know, we've also got Luke Shaw. Reportedly did say we're willing to offload Luke Shaw for £20 million as well in the current process. It's looking likely Luke Shaw is going to leave Manchester United. It did reportedly say we're willing to offload him £20 million because we know that Luke Shaw's had a difficult time since he's come to Manchester United as Luke Shaw, as we all know. There's some press reports, you know, being saying, you know, that Chelsea and Arsenal have been reportedly interested in him as well. It's also mentioned Man City, and he may be even keen on reuniting with Pochettino. You know, Luke Shaw, they were fantastic about it at Southampton, you know, where Luke Shaw had risen up the ranks fantastically well. But he did say, you know, he risen up the ranks fantastically well, and Pochettino's now at Tottenham, of course, but he did say he could even make the return back to Southampton, but obviously he did say Southampton have to offload Ryan Bertrand if that is to happen, but obviously that's Manchester City's target as well, because obviously City are still looking to strengthen the full-back position up, you know, with their absence of Benjamin Mendy as well. But yeah, I think Luke Shaw's going to go because we paid £29 million for him from Southampton back in 2014. This is his 4th season in the process. He's only made 32 appearances for Manchester United as Luke Shaw. So he is basically, you know, frustrated with the lack of game time he's getting under Mourinho. You know, he's probably 4th, 5th choice left back now, as we all know. But he is still on contract with Manchester United until 2019. It's also mentioned that Fenerbahce have showed an interest in Luke Shaw as well. But I said some people say it's worth more than £20 million. But if we can, get £20 million for a player, and he's injury prone as well as Luke Shaw, as we all know, and if we can get £20 million for a player that hasn't had much chance to perform during his time at Man U, and he's known for injuries as well, and that's very very good in my opinion, and we could find a suitable replacement for Luke Shaw as well. And he hasn't played in the Premier League this season yet, as Luke Shaw has merely made his England senior debut, as we all know, in 2014 as well. So he's another player that could leave Manchester United in January. So Mourinho's identified quite a few replacements. He's basically looking for replacements now, because there's still areas where Manchester United need to address. We definitely need a winger, someone that can cross a ball into the box. He's looking at a midfielder or two, obviously, looking like Fellaini could go now. I know Herrera's on Atletico Madrid's agenda. He's also been on Barcelona's agenda before, but he's saying now the board have made it clear we have to sell before we can buy. So at the left back, I still think Danny Rose is the favourite player to go on and replace Luke Shaw at that left back position. Danny Rose is still the favourite. Also, Mourinho's looked into Kieran Turner, as we all know, as well in the process. Ryan Sessegnon's been mentioned. He's also showed an interest in Jordi Alba, and as the press reported weeks ago, was about Carlos Salou as well from Valencia. That's just recently updated. Reportedly now, Jose Mourinho actually does want to sign Carlos Salou in January. Carlos Salou, we know he's a player that has a 75 million buyout clause, I think, but Man United are reluctant to pay that 75 million buyout clause off. Reportedly did confirm 2 or 3 weeks ago is now that Man United had reportedly been in discussions with Valencia over making a potential move. Man United were convinced could get a 30 million deal over the line. He's a player that is at Valencia. He's only been in the first team for Valencia since December 2016 as well. But I think he's played attacking mid as well. I think he's mainly a midfielder. He's a player, if I'm correct. He's been in first team since December 2016. He joined the youth system of Valencia in 2005, so he has been out of the decade, risen up the ranks well, and he was just the age of 8 when he joined Valencia's youth system as well, the current player. But reportedly he did say weeks ago that Valencia denied these negotiations with us over Carlos Salou. But reportedly, Jose Mourinho still identifies him as a key target and may even make a move for Carlos Salou in January as well. So he's another possible player, that Jose Mourinho, wants to get into the team. But also reported out, as well as I'm going to update you with now, is about Antoine Griezmann now from Atletico Madrid. Reportedly now, it's in the middle. It's just updated basically that reportedly he has made a decision on his future as Antoine Griezmann. Reportedly, he's saying in the press now about Griezmann that he's reportedly he's agreed to join Barcelona in principle. So what he's saying is he's made a decision as Griezmann, and he's agreed to join Barcelona in principle. So it's not fully confirmed, but reportedly he said he's agreed to join Barcelona in principle, because we know Griezmann has been on Barcelona's agenda, as we all know, as Antoine Griezmann. We know that were another main priority target, for Mourinho, but we didn't get him in the process due to, Atletico Madrid's transfer ban. As we all know, they had a transfer ban, and he did estimate 6 out of 10 that he was coming to Old Trafford as well, Griezmann, and we know he signed a new deal back in June with Atletico Madrid until 2022 as well. Antoine Griezmann in the current process can lead the lines, fantastic. His work rate's good, his effort that he puts in is very, very good. He's Antoine Griezmann, 28 goals last season, but in the process we didn't get a deal over the line due to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban, and I think it'd be a fantastic number 7 for Manchester United. As I said, we haven't had a good number 7 for years, basically since we had Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's basically saying something in the process. So hang on. Dad, what are you doing? Hiya. Hiya. I think so. I think so. Why? Will ya? What? Will ya? Up early. What? What?
If it's dry tomorrow, we're doing Broad Lane and Broad Lane Close.
Alright.
At Broadlands. I'll do all Broad Lane Close. Martin's in them, so I bet I do both sides. Still at work at this time.
Are you off now?
Not very minute.
Sorry about that. Yes, so I'm going to carry on. So what I was saying about Antoine Griezmann is, yes, so reportedly he's agreed to join Barcelona in principle as well, because we know he has a release clause of 100 odd million, as I said. It reduces to £89 million next summer, but reportedly now he could join Barcelona, could Antoine Griezmann, in the current process, because we know Barcelona's main priority target is Philippe Coutinho, and they're going to definitely go for Coutinho in January as well. And they've got quite a few alternatives of Barcelona as well in the current process. But saying about Griezmann, very, very good player. You know, he risen up the ranks of Real Sociedad, won the title with Real Sociedad, as I said, in the current process. You know, he scored 52 goals in just over 2 century appearances for Real Sociedad, and very good in the Euros, as I said. Very, very good for France, as I said. Made his senior debut for France in 2014. Also helped France get to the quarterfinals in the World Cup in 2014 as well. Did Griezmann, but reportedly he's agreed to join Barcelona in principle as the current player. So basically it's saying he has made a decision on his future as Antoine Griezmann in the current process. So that could be a huge blow for Manchester United, because we know he was our main priority target, but due to the transfer ban we never ever got him in the current process. So yep, that's latest news on that. But we know Barcelona's basically main priority target, as we all know, is Philippe Coutinho, as we all know, because obviously Barcelona are seeing him as a long-term replacement for Iniesta, as we all know. But Coutinho did come out the other day, basically, because he has been heavily linked to a move to Barcelona. Coutinho did come out basically the other day and say he's happy with life, and he still insisted that he's happy with Liverpool Football Club, Philippe Coutinho. But there's no two ways about that. I think Barcelona are going to go for him in January. The press did report Barcelona willing to put a fresh bid in of around £106 million for Coutinho in January, even though Coutinho's representatives had made it clear and had confirmed Coutinho's representatives that to Barcelona and Liverpool have made it clear that they value Coutinho at around about 130 odd million pound, but Barcelona may be only prepared to pay 106 million pound, it said in January. But we know like the likes of PSG have been interested in Coutinho. You know, maybe Neymar would want him there. Obviously, you know, Neymar he's got a good friendship with Coutinho. You know, they both played together for Brazil, but PSG invested a lot of money in August, and just can't see PSG, you know, getting a Coutinho in the process, you know, due to financial fair play regulations and financial situations and stuff. I don't really see PSG getting him. He does prefer the move to Barcelona, does Coutinho, and also Luis Suarez wants to see Coutinho at Barcelona as well, because he'll elevate to that high level. He'll be playing amongst better players, and he'll win silverware. And at Liverpool, he's not going to be doing this, Coutinho, and he did make it clear when he doesn't want to be at Liverpool, the player. You know, he did put a transfer request in, but as we all know, the Liverpool owners and Jurgen Klopp were not willing to accept any bids off Barcelona, and Barcelona did have 3 bids turned down back in August for Philippe Coutinho, and it was Barcelona's main priority target, and he still is their main priority target. So Barcelona will be hopeful, in January that Barcelona will hope they can get a deal over the line for Filipe Coutinho. But he's become one of the most creative agile midfielders because he's had a experience of playing in Spain because he was at Espanyol. Obviously before he went to Inter Milan. Liverpool only purchased him for £8.5 million, and this is his fifth season process. Definitely made over century appearances of Coutinho. We know he's still under contract with Liverpool till 2022, so still got 5 years left on his deal. Has Coutinho, but we know he missed the first part of the season due to injury as well, so he hasn't been in his best form this season, due to injuries and that, and we know Coutinho can play attacking mid, he plays on the left as well, does Filipe Coutinho, but I think Liverpool need to, sell him. Liverpool need to offload him, and they can generate the money. Can Liverpool Football Club and get some targets? They missed out on. Strengthen the defensive area up. I still think they'll revive the interest in Van Dijk. They may even go to revive their interest in Thomas Lemar as well, which obviously we know was an Arsenal target as well. So yeah, I see Coutinho leaving in January for definite in the process. So. And it did report the other day that he'd been hound hunting in Spain as well at Filipe Coutinho in the current process. But he's recently said out he's happy with Liverpool at this moment in time. Is Filipe Coutinho in the process? But going to a bit more news. What else did I update you on now? Let's have a think. What else would I going to update you on? But yes, talking a bit about Arsenal's news, as he updated you about a bit of Arsenal's transfer news yesterday. It's looking like now, though, according to reports, they have found their replacement for Ozil and Alexis Sanchez of Arsenal. Reportedly, because it did say Arsenal willing to offload Ozil 30 million in January. It also said Arsenal willing to offload Sanchez for 20 or 30 million in January also. But reportedly, it did say in the press, I think it was yesterday, that Arsenal are closing in on a deal for Nabil Fekir from Lyon, and they're closing a deal of around £60 million. So it's saying Arsenal prepared to pay a club record fee for him of £60 million in January. So Arsenal could have found their replacement for Ozil and Sanchez in the process. So it's saying Arsenal. He said they're close to coming to an agreement, and they are close. It says they are closing in on a deal for Nabil Fekir for £60 million, the current Lyon player, because obviously Arsenal purchased Lacazette from Lyon for £52 million in August, and he's made a big impact for Arsenal, and he was very, very good with Lyon with Lacazette, and Nabil Fekir is looking to basically reunite with Lacazette, after they were fantastic together at Lyon. And I think if he was to go to Arsenal, because he can play attacking mid, he can play in the front line, I think he'd look good as a fantastic partnership, with Lacazette in Arsenal's squad. But Naby Fekir missed the majority of 2015-16 due to injury, as we all know. He's hitting form this season. He's the player. He's hitting form very, very well. He's scored 12 goals this season. He scored 10 goals last season as well, did the current player. He's been in the senior team since 2013 because he got promoted into Lyon senior team 2013. He made his international debut for France in 2015 as well, did the player. And he risen up the ranks fantastically well with Lyon as well, did the current player. He risen up their youth system well. And he became more of a regular in Lyon's team in Lyon's team in his second season with the club, did the current player. But in his first season, he made 17 appearances. In his second season, he scored 13 goals and 9 assists as well. But he's a very, very good player. But what I've seen of him looks very, very good indeed. He's skillful. He can score goals. He can provide. He can create. He's fast with the ball. He's good at holding on to the ball, and he, can dramatically improve Arsenal as well. So he's basically now favoured to replace Ozil and Sanchez. But Ozil and Sanchez become free agents next summer. But obviously Arsenal will try to cash in for both players in January as well. But this may only happen if Arsenal can generate the £60 million from Ozil and Sanchez's departure, so then they can generate that £60 million and put it on Nabil Fekir in the January transfer window as well. But Arsenal have had quite a few players on the agenda. Obviously, Thomas Lemar was one. Arsenal had 2 bids rejected for Thomas Lemar, as we all know. Also, Liverpool had 2 bids rejected for Thomas Lemar, as we all know, because obviously Monaco were reluctant and were resistant to offload Thomas Lemar. Considering the amount of money Monaco had, earned, from the departure of their players. But he's under contract with Monaco 2020, and the Monaco president did confirm he is likely to leave Monaco next summer. Is Thomas Lemar in the current process. He's likely to leave Monaco next summer. Is Lemar. But Arsenal still may go for him in January if possible, because it was Arsenal's main priority target, to replace Sanchez and that in the August window. As said, Arsenal had 2 bids rejected for him. Liverpool had 2 bids rejected for him. But he's a fantastic young age prospect. He was fantastic last season, was Lemar. He's an ex-champ player, where he made 32 appearances. Monaco just paid over £3 million for him. Made his international debut in 2016 as well. But his effort's good, his work rate's good. He's grown and developing into his game fantastically well. He's tenacious, his versatility's good, his passing ability's good, his dribbling's good, because he can play attacking mid, he can play on each flanker as well. So, yeah, Arsenal could still have had interest in him in January. Maybe even Liverpool could. If they sell Coutinho off in January, maybe even Liverpool, could see Lemar as a replacement for Philippe Coutinho as well in the current process. So we'll see what happens about that. And then you've got Sanchez, as we all know, that's coming to an end of his deal. He's refusing to sign new deals. Some reports say, he should join Manchester United, over Manchester City. Sanchez, but Sanchez will be fantastic. His effort, his work rate on the pitch is fantastic. He establishes himself well in the team. He creates very, very well, and his versatility is very, very good. And I like Sanchez at Manchester United. He can play attacking mid. He can play on each flank as well. Alexis Sanchez. So I'd love him at Manchester United. Alexis Sanchez, I'd absolutely love him at the club. Don't see it happen now. Still, a lot of teams have been interested, and we know Sanchez has also been demanding higher wages from Arsenal as well. We know this is 4th season of the process, because Arsenal paid £35 million for him from Barcelona, and I still think City are going to get him. I think City are still the favourites, because Sanchez, Pep Guardiola's looking to reunite with Sanchez after they were fantastic together at Barcelona. They bonded well together. Sanchez won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons, and he just demanded that he wanted Champions League football, did Alexis Sanchez, but Arsenal rather cash in for him rather than let him go on a free next summer. Alexis Sanchez in the current process, but very, very good in his Barcelona. Scored 21 goals in his last season with Barcelona, as I said. Also won honours, with River Plate and Coca-Cola. He's also been underneath before as Sanchez, as we all know. So he's had experience playing in Italy, experience of playing in Spain as well. But I think City are still emerging front runners. Whether City, are willing to purchase him for 20 or 30 million in January, or wait until next summer when he becomes a free agent. But there's quite a lot of teams have been in the hunt for Alexis Sanchez, but I think City are still favourite. Paris Germain, he did say are willing to pay £30 million for him in January as well. But reportedly, as I said about Nabil Fekir, he's very, very good. Reportedly, Arsenal have closing on the deal of £60 million for the player in January. So maybe Arsene Wenger identifies that as a fantastic replacement for Sanchez and Mesut Ozil as well in the current process. So we'll see what happens. But main part of this video, as I said, is about Mesut Ozil. As I said, reportedly Atletico Madrid have showed an interest, but reportedly, if Man United do sign Saul Niguez in January, because he's reportedly told Atletico Madrid he does want to join Manchester United, if Saul Niguez joins Man United, then Atletico Madrid may go on in January to try and get the pursuit of Ozil. But as I said, it has confirmed Atletico Madrid have been in contact regarding Ozil. They've been in contact with Mesut Ozil of this situation. Reportedly, Atletico Madrid are willing to offer him £200,000 a week, even though he's been demanding over £300,000 a week from Arsenal. And also, Atletico Madrid are willing to offer him a signing-on fee as well. But at the moment, Ozil suggested how he's still 100% focused at Arsenal, as we all know, and Man United he's been heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford, as we all know in the process. But that's the main part of this video. Drop your comments, likes on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe to my channel as always, guys. And take it easy, take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye.